jihadist Ahmad al-Shara. However, Canada is maintaining sanctions on 56 Syrian individuals, including former officials from the fallen Assad regime and members of the Assad family, the Foreign Ministry. With that, I'm slipping into a short commercial break. Stay with us.
सोच रहा हूँ टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस ले लूं ताकि मेरे बाद फैमिली को पैसों की कमी ना हो।
तू भी ले ले। अबे जल्दी क्या है, बाद में देख लेंगे। आराम से। अब तक कुणाल को हार्ट अटैक आ गया यार।
पॉलिसी बाजार पर 0 GST के साथ अब 1 करोड़ का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 400 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
अगर आप बनना चाहते हैं एंकर या फिर आप में है जुनून एक तेज तर्रार न्यूज रिपोर्टर बनने का, तो आप ज्वाइन करें ITV और इंडिया NewsX का मीडिया स्कूल। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल का कोर्स आपको मौका देता है देश के दिग्गज एंकर्स के साथ काम करने का। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल में आप बेहद नजदीकी से देख पाएंगे किस तरह से ITV नेटवर्क के दिग्गज पत्रकारों की टीम दिन रात खबरों पर काम करती है। इस कोर्स के दौरान आप सीखेंगे एंकरिंग की एक एक बारीकी उन एंकर्स के साथ जो देश को रखते हैं हर खबर से बाखबर। ITV नेक्स्ट मीडिया इंटरनेशनल स्कूल का ये कोर्स आपके एंकरिंग स्किल्स को करेगा इतना सशक्त मजबूत, जिससे आप बनेंगे पत्रकारिता की दुनिया का वो चमकता चेहरा जो दुनिया देखेगी और पसंद करेगी।
25 लाख का हॉस्पिटल बिल है, इतने पैसे कहाँ से आएंगे?
पैसों की चिंता आप मत कीजिए पापा।
मैम, सर का हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस क्लेम अप्रूव हो गया है।
आप
पॉलिसी बाजार
पर 0 GST के साथ अब 1 करोड़ का हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 550 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
Women in the workforce. Now, more and more women are giving financial independence a lot of priority, sometimes even more than marriage. They want to be financially independent. Women have now very much a very strong part of the workforce. The offices are also been made to be gender sensitive.
Women have always worked.
Yes.
It's just that post-World War II that women came out in the workforce, which is paid workforce. In the paid workforce, yes, there is always the first time that these imbalances are worked out.
Women at work, and the solution for more women at work is not going to happen till such time that the care economy structurally gets addressed, which means that other than X number of days or weeks around the time that a child is born, caregiving has to be much more equally shared in society, in families, and between men and women.
We're not waiting for someone else to rescue us. They're more concerned about keeping themselves stronger health-wise and applying it to them protecting themselves. They don't want to wait, for a Prince Charming to come and save them. But they are their own savior.
So what we women want at these times on NewsX.
Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX and I'm Vaishali Kohli. Let's begin with the headlines. 25 people have been killed after a massive fire broke out at a nightclub in North Goa's Arpora. Prime Minister Modi condoled the Goa fire tragedy and announced an ex gratia of rupees 2 lakh each for the families of the deceased. The DGCA has served a show cause notice to IndiGo CEO Peter Elbers over the ongoing flight cancellation chaos. Indian Railways announced 89 special trains to help people facing travel disruptions due to the mass flight cancellations by IndiGo to assist stranded passengers. The Arctic has also set up a help desk at the airport. 25 people. All right, now 25 people, including 4 tourists and 14 staff members, were killed in a fire at a nightclub, the Birch by Romeo Lane in Goa. The fire at the popular party venue at Arpora village, around 25 kilometers from the state capital Panaji, broke out around 1 a.m. Let's take a look at some of the videos coming in from Goa. Now, on your screens is a video of the massive fire that engulfed North Goa's Birch by Romeo Club. The club is a popular destination for tourists who come to Goa. Here's another video of the massive fire that burned down the whole building. According to reports, eyewitnesses have claimed that there were no safety exits at the dance floor, which is why at least 100 people were trapped in the room where a performance was taking place. Here's another video from the club. This is the room where a band was holding a special performance when suddenly the ceiling caught fire, leading to a large amount of smoke entering the room. Most of the deaths in this tragic fire happened due to suffocation, especially since there was no place for the smoke to escape. In this video, you see the performers noticing the fire that had caught on the ceiling, following which they were alarmed and rushed to the exit. Surprisingly, despite the fire and the smoke, no smoke alarms were alerted in the room. 25 people have died so far in the fire, out of which 6 of the bodies have been identified so far. All injured were rushed to the hospital and are undergoing treatment. PM Modi announced 2 lakhs ex gratia for all the deceased and 50,000 for the injured. Here's a video of the rubble the deadly fire left in its wake. You see alcohol bottles and cans that have bursted, seemingly adding up to the fire due to their inflammable nature. Meanwhile, forensic teams and fire officials are still going through the rubble to find any remaining bodies that might be trapped under the rubble. AAP Goa in charge and former Delhi Chief Minister Atishi has now spoken on the fire at the nightclub in Goa. She expressed deepest condolences to the families of those who lost their lives while demanding answers from the state government. She states, how is it that this nightclub was operating in a water body without any permission? If it was operating without any permission, how did it get electricity connection? How did it get water connection? How did it get a liquor license? If CM Pramod Sawant himself said that there were no licenses, then why has no action been taken? Let's listen in.
Our deepest condolences to the family of those who lost their lives. And we hope that those who are in hospital recover soon. But the BJP government of Goa will have to answer. BJP government will have to be held accountable. How is it that this nightclub was operating in a water body without any permissions?
All right, viewers, of course, that was Atishi speaking on this big fire that has engulfed a nightclub in Goa. And of course, it's this big tragedy that NewsX has been tracking since morning. We've, of course, been getting you all those details. When it comes to this fire, every angle of the story has been explored by NewsX. And this is, of course, about 25 people, including 4 tourists and 14 staff members who were killed in a fire at this nightclub. And this, of course, is the Birch by Romeo Lane in Goa. Now, the fire at the popular party venue at Arpora village, around 25 kilometers from the state capital Panaji, broke out around 1 a.m. And we've been showing you videos of this fire on your screens. You can see those dramatic visuals, viewers. Very shocking indeed. I have Arzu Seth joining me with more details. Arzu, what more can you tell us?
Well, at the fire at the restaurant in North Goa's Arpora claiming 25 lives. Now the AAP Goa in charge Atishi has given in a statement, and in which she said that our deepest condolences to the families of those who have lost their lives, and also she said that we hope that those who are in the hospital recover soon. But the BJP government of Goa will have to answer and will have to be held accountable. Several questions have also been raised on the government, and how is it that this nightclub was operating in the water body without any permission? And if it was operating without any permission, how did it get electricity connection? However, how did it get the water connection? How did it get a liquor license? If CM Pramod Sawant himself said that there was no license, then why has no action been taken? Why has no senior officer been suspended? So several questions now Atishi has raised after the fire incident at the restaurant in Goa, and she also said that why has Vishwan Ajit Rane not been thrown out of the cabinet, it's very clear that it is because of the rampant corruption that the BJP has brought into Goa, and today this corruption by the BJP has taken the lives of 25 innocent people. The BJP government will have to answer. Yes, the Atishi question.
All right, Azur, stay on with me. Now, Delhi Airport GMR has issued a passenger advisory amidst the ongoing IndiGo crisis, stating IndiGo flights may still experience delays. Passengers are advised to check the latest flight status with their airline before leaving for the airport to avoid inconvenience. Our teams are working closely with all stakeholders to minimize delays and ensure a smooth travel experience. For assistance, including medical, please approach the information desk, where our on-ground staff is ready to help. In addition, multiple public transport options to and from the airport, including metro buses and cabs, are available for passengers' convenience. I have Arzu Seth joining me with more details. Arzu, what can you tell us about this latest development?
Well, yes, days after the cancellation and also delays of the IndiGo flights, Delhi Airport has issued a press statement, and in this advisory, the Delhi Airport has issued a passenger advisory, in fact, stating that IndiGo flights may experience delays, and passengers are in fact advised to check their flight status with the airline before heading to the airport, because we have seen how the passengers were waiting. They were sitting for hours at the airport to get their place, and in fact to get the scheduled flight. And also the advisory include that the airport teams are working with the stakeholders to minimize delays and ensure a smooth travel experience. And for assistance, passenger can approach the information desk, and multiple public transport options are available, including metro, bus and cab. Is being said in the advisory that the team are working closely with all the stakeholders to provide the smooth travel to the passengers, and the on-ground staff is ready to help. In addition, multiple public transport options to and from the airport are available for the passengers' convenience. Yes.
All right, Arzu, stay on with me. Now, an IndiGo pilot has issued an open letter targeting the airline's leadership and asserting that the ongoing crisis did not happen overnight, but everybody saw it coming, as the downfall has been years in the making. In the letter, he alleges major mismanagement, stating that night duties were doubled and leaves were taken away, yet no compensation was given to employees. He states that ground staff were barely earning 16,000 to 18,000 a month while doing the work of 3 people. The pilot went on to write that the employees at IndiGo felt exploited, undervalued and exhausted. Yet the messaging from the top leadership continued to be, "You are lucky to have a job." Arzu, this is very, very shocking, this new development. What more can you tell us?
Well, indeed, it's very shocking and very concerning also, because an open letter from the IndiGo pilot is doing the round on social media, which blames the top management, including the CEO, for the downfall of the India's foremost airline. And addressed to fellow citizens, the management of IndiGo, the letter asked the airline to look within and name at least 8 officials, including the CEO, for causing the massive operational failure, leading to chaotic situation at major airports across the country over the past week. And claiming to be an insider source to remain anonymous, the letter states that all the IndiGo, the service, that the problem that the people are facing, the letter states that all the IndiGo's employees saw the crisis coming as it was years in the making, and the airline does not collapse in a day. And open letter to my fellow citizen and to the management of IndiGo. I'm writing this not as a spokesperson, not as someone hiding behind corporate language, but as an IndiGo employee who was lived through every shift, every sleepless night, every humiliation, every full paycheck, and every impossible roster. States the letter posted on X. Also, in the letter, it was said that I'm writing this as an Indian because the state of this airline is no longer just an internal issue. it affected millions of people in this country, and I need to hear, I need you to hear this from someone who has been inside long enough to understand how we reached this breaking point, and nothing happened overnight. And this was the line that the music was in fact questioning the IndiGo, that the situation that has occurred, that can't happen overnight, and the same thing has been written in the letter too, and in fact he goes on saying that we all saw it coming. IndiGo does not collapse in a day, and this downfall was years in the making, the letter states. So the letter is also accompanied by a 12-point thread from the same account on X, elaborating on safety versus profit, about the rollback of the DGC of the new policy of weekly rest for pilots, and it's going to give detail on why IndiGo is losing its mind trying to fill the road. Yes.
All right, Arzu, thanks for joining me with those details. And now chaos across major airports persists with a total of 650 flights cancelled nationwide. We're now learning that Hyderabad's Rajiv Gandhi International Airport has recorded the highest impact, with 115 cancellations, including 54 arrivals and 61 departures. Meanwhile, Rajasthan's peak winter tourism season has been hit by widespread IndiGo flight cancellations and delays. The crisis comes during the state's most profitable period, which typically reaches its peak in December. Jaipur-based tour operator Sanjay Kaushik said the key season from 10 December to 5th January, covering Christmas and New Year, has been badly affected. I have Jatin Rawal joining me with more details. Jatin, what more can you tell us?
जी देखिए, बिल्कुल आपको बता दूं कि परसों जो है वो अहमदाबाद एयरपोर्ट पर जो है इंडिगो की तकरीबन 86 जितनी फ्लाइटें जो है वो कैंसिल हुई थी। कल जो है वो 62 फ्लाइटें कैंसिल हुई थी, और आज भी जो है अहमदाबाद एयरपोर्ट पर इंडिगो की 62 जितनी फ्लाइटें जो है वो कैंसिल हुई है, जिसमें से अराइवल वाली जो फ्लाइट जो कैंसिल हुई उसकी संख्या 27 है, और डिपार्चर वाली जो फ्लाइट जो कैंसिल हुई उनकी संख्या जो है 35 है। फिलहाल हालांकि यहाँ पर IRCTC अलग विशेष स्पेशल ट्रेन जो है उसके लिए शुरू की है कि जो यात्री है उनको कोई परेशानियों का सामना न हो, लेकिन फिर भी बहुत सारे ऐसे जो यात्री हैं जिनको परेशानियों का अभी भी जो है वो सामना करना पड़ रहा है। बहुत सारे यात्रियों को रिफंड जो है वो अभी तक मिलने की प्रोसेस जो है वो समझ में नहीं आ रही है। साथ ही साथ लोगों की जो रीशेड्यूल टिकट हो रही है, वो ऐसे बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग भी हैं जिनकी रीशेड्यूल 2 बार टिकट हो चुकी थी, और आज फिर से आज उनकी फ्लाइट थी वो भी आज कैंसिल हुई। लोग अब ये जो है ये सोच रहे हैं कि अब वो यहाँ से कैसे जाएंगे। हालांकि अब IRCTC का काउंटर जो है वो अहमदाबाद एयरपोर्ट पर लगाया गया है, जिससे कि अलग अलग जगहों पर जो जाने वाली ट्रेनें हैं उनकी जानकारी लोगों को मिल सके, लेकिन फिर भी अभी भी लोग मुश्किलों का सामना जो है वो इंडिगो की फ्लाइट कैंसिल होने की वजह से कर रहे हैं।
जी शुक्रिया। एंड नाउ वेल शिफ्टिंग focus, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated multiple defence developmental projects in Ladakh. During addressing the ceremony, the Defence Minister spoke on Operation Sindoor, stating that such a huge operation could take place because our connectivity was strong. Let's listen in.
हमारी आर्म फोर्सेस ने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर को प्रभावी तरीके से अंजाम दिया तो आतंकियों का क्या हश्र किया ये दुनिया जानती है। वैसे करने को तो हम बहुत कुछ कर सकते थे, लेकिन हमारी सेनाओं ने पराक्रम के साथ साथ धैर्य का भी परिचय देते हुए उतना ही किया जितना की आवश्यक था। इतना बड़ा ऑपरेशन इसलिए संभव हो पाया क्योंकि हमारी कनेक्टिविटी स्ट्रांग थी। हमारी आर्म्ड फोर्सेस के पास सही समय पर लॉजिस्टिक्स को पहुंचाया जा सका। बॉर्डर एरियाज के साथ भी हमारी कनेक्टिविटी बनी रही, जिसने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर को ऐतिहासिक सफलता दी। हमारी आर्म्ड फोर्सेस ने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर को प्रभावी तरीके से अंजाम दिया तो आतंकियों का क्या हश्र किया ये दुनिया जानती है। वैसे करने को तो हम बहुत कुछ कर सकते थे, लेकिन हमारी सेनाओं ने पराक्रम के साथ साथ धैर्य का भी परिचय देते हुए उतना ही किया जितना की आवश्यक था। इतना बड़ा ऑपरेशन इसलिए संभव हो पाया क्योंकि हमारी कनेक्टिविटी स्ट्रांग थी। हमारी आर्म्ड फोर्सेस के पास सही समय पर लॉजिस्टिक्स को पहुंचाया जा सका। बॉर्डर एरिया के साथ भी हमारी कनेक्टिविटी बनी रही, जिसने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर को ऐतिहासिक।
I have Ajay Chandel joining me with more details. Ajay, of course, the Defence Minister in Ladakh talking about Operation Sindoor. What more can you tell us? Ajay, can you unmute yourself, please? Ajay, am I audible to you? All right, viewers, we'll try and reconnect with my colleague Ajay. But we're, of course, talking about the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, who's inaugurated multiple defence developmental projects in Ladakh. And, of course, during, while he was addressing the ceremony, of course, the Defence Minister, excuse me, spoke on Operation Sindoor. He stated that such a huge operation could take place because our connectivity was strong. So this is, of course, the big development there, viewers. And in the meantime, we're trying and getting in touch with my colleagues so he can get you more details. Ajay, am I audible to you? We're still unable to hear you, Ajay. But of course, in the meantime, viewers, you can see those visuals on your screen of the Defence Minister who's inaugurating multiple defence developmental projects in Ladakh. And he's often, and of course, he's spoken about Operation Sindoor. So that's the big development that we're sharing with you, viewers. And you can see those visuals on your screen. This is, of course, an important day where the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is inaugurating multiple developmental defence projects in Ladakh. And he says that the forces, of course, during Operation Sindoor have shown valor and patience. And of course, viewers, I mean, this totally would not have been possible without our Indian defence, who's always there to protect us. I mean, Operation Sindoor, the credit must be given to our fearless defence forces. And now, viewers, moving on, a 56-year-old man who spent 8 years behind bars on charges of sexually assaulting a 17-year-old girl with intellectual disabilities has been acquitted by a special POSCO court in Maharashtra's Mumbai, with the court finding glaring gaps in the prosecution's case. Special Judge Ann Khose, delivering the verdict, observed that the prosecution failed to establish even the basic foundational facts necessary to support the allegations. The court pointed to the major discrepancies regarding the girl's age, questions about her cognitive abilities, and contradictions between her statements and the medical evidence. Special Judge N.D. Khose labelled the evidence scanty and insufficient to prove the accused's guilt beyond reasonable doubt. Now, the FIR was originally filed on August 24, 2017, alleging the incident occurred the previous evening between 8 and 8:30 p.m. in a slum neighborhood. According to the complaint, the girl's mother claimed she had stepped out to the market while her sons were away. During that time, the neighbor, the accused, allegedly entered the house, and the girl later reported that she had been assaulted. I have Shahid Ansari joining me with more details. शाहिद, ये जो केस है, इसके बारे में आप हमारे व्यूअर्स को क्या जानकारी दे सकते हैं और क्या हुआ था इस केस में शुरुआत में? All right, viewers, we'll try and reconnect with my colleague Shahid Ansari, but of course we're sharing this big breaking news, and of course Shahid, I think, is back with me. Shahid, ये जो 56-year-old आदमी की बात हो रही है, 8 साल ये बार्स के पीछे था सेक्सुअल असॉल्ट के केस में, उसके बारे में आप हमें क्या जानकारी दे सकते हैं?
जी देखिए, ये जो मामला है सन 24 अगस्त सन 2017 को ये मामला रजिस्टर किया गया था और उस दौरान एक 17 वर्षीय पीड़िता ने ये बात बताई थी कि उसके परिवार के लोग जब घर से बाहर थे, ये पीड़िता जब वो परिवार से बाहर थे तो उस दौरान आरोपी ने जो है उनकी बच्ची के साथ अश्लील हरकतें की और उसके साथ जो है उसने किया वो पोक्सो की धाराओं के तहत जो है मामला दर्ज किया गया था। इस मामले में जब मामला कोर्ट में चला और स्पेशल पोक्सो अदालत में जब ये मामला पहुंचा तो वहां पे अदालत में फैसला सुनाते हुए कहा कि अभियोजन पक्ष आरोपी को का समर्थन करने के लिए आवश्यक जो तथ्य है, जो सबूत है, वो स्थापित करने में पूरी तरह से विफल रहा है। अदालत ने लड़की की उम्र के बारे में भी जो है बड़ी बारीकी से उसका जो है जांच किया है और मेडिकल जो प्रक्रिया रही है उनमें भी जो है शक पैदा किया है। अदालत ने अभियोजन पक्ष के द्वारा प्रस्तुत सभी सबूत को लेकर कहा ये बहुत ही कम है और संदेह है कि अभियुक्त के अपराध को साबित करने के लिए ये सबूत पर्याप्त नहीं है। और ये भी कहा उन्होंने कि अगर ऐसा होता तो मेरे विचार से आरोपी को जो है